Welcome to 99 Grid, where we're turning dreams into careers. My name is Andy, and today I wanted to talk to you about the design personas. I know that we've covered a little bit of this specific subject matter in the past, but I wanted to break down more practically how to actually create it. So we've been covering experience mapping to some extent now. So we've covered the types of experience maps. So you probably remember there are hypothetical, as is, and to be experience maps, depending on where we land in the actual process. And we've done some synthesis elements when it comes to how to synthesize our research data using the map itself. So today I wanted to talk to you about how to now turn that research insights or those research information that we got from our recipients or their customers or the online questionnaires or the in-depth interviews, and how to turn them into design personas. So as you probably remember in our previous vlog, we've covered the elements when it comes to how to use the map and how to connect the activities to the actual responses, and on that basis put needs and problems kind of connected to each one of those activities on the map. And the way that I usually do it when it comes to creating a design persona, well, first of all, let's start off with what a design persona actually is. And I think that there's a lot of discrepancy when it comes to the definition of a design persona. To me, practically, the way that I apply this specific tool in the project is a design persona to me is an aggregate of the respondents that are similar from one specific perspective. I don't care what the name of the persona is. I don't care what kind of photograph we're going to be using, what the gender is, what the age is. These elements are just there for me to imagine what that specific stakeholder group or that specific aggregate actually looks like. But the one element that's absolutely key is the needs and the problems that this specific group of people actually have consistent between each other. And that's the key element of a design persona to me. So, and then it just becomes a communication tool. So if I have a very complex experience map and there are like 2 or 3 different aggregates of the responses that I got from my research, I have 2 or 3 design personas, and then it becomes a fantastic communication tool to the team. So I know who I'm designing for. So it's like either is it Jack or is it Sally or is it Steven that I'm designing for? And on that basis, it's a great communication tool because I know that these 3 design personas are an aggregate of 3 specific and vastly different customer groups that we've researched. And that's it when it comes to design persona as a definition. So how do you actually create it? In order for us to actually create a design persona, I go back to, yes, you've guessed it, I go back to the experience map. And the way that I derive the personas is I sit down, take each one of the recipients or the people that I've talked to on the in-depth interviews, or I have some online questionnaires. I sit down, I take each one of the respondents that I've talked to, for example, on the interviews, and I just assess. I go back to the map, I see the responses, I have the problems and the needs for a specific activity on the map, and then I assess it. I say, okay, this person that I've talked to, whatever the name of that person was, I look at the activity, I look at the list of problems and needs I've highlighted for that specific recipient, and I assess for that specific person what the experience map looks like for that specific human being. So let's name them, let's imagine a name, let's name them Andy. So let's imagine Andy gave us some of the responses and we've mapped out the entire map for the poor old Andy. And I have Andy's map. And then I sit down and I talk to another person and I validate that person using the same methodology. So I create an experience map for the second person, let's call them Margaret, right? So I then go through each one of the recipients and I just map their individual maps. And that helps me with visualizing the experience that these people, real human beings have on this specific service or the product. And then all I need to do is overlap each one of those maps on top of each other. And that will very quickly unravel the mystery. It will show you some of the overlapping elements of the maps and some of the non-overlapping elements of the maps. And the more patterns that you find that are actually overlapping, these are people that have similar problems and needs in the similar activities on the map. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a very quick giveaway that these 3 or 5 or 10 people that they actually belong to the same persona. So I aggregate those people together, I create a persona document, I name that person obviously just to have an imagined person I can actually think about when I'm doing some design work. But the most crucial thing, that the problems and the needs that I aggregate are the problems and the needs that are being shown by those specific people that are actually an aggregate of that specific group. So I hope this is useful, guys. Reach out to us on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, anywhere you can find us. We're putting these out into the world, so I'm looking forward to some of the interactions. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some of the comments. So if you want more of this type of content, definitely let us know, because we're not mind readers. So definitely leave a comment below, and yeah, I'll be happy to respond with vigor. So thanks very much for watching, and I will see you around.